Before you say you're bad with computers, listen, because what I'm about to show you is a way to try your very first chatbot, and it's easier than you think. Stay with me. We'll do it together. If you think you know nothing about AI, you probably used it 3 times today before breakfast. Maybe you unlocked your phone with your face, scrolled past a bunch of Netflix or YouTube recommendations, and watched your junk email quietly get filtered out of your inbox. If that sounds like your morning, surprise. You have already been living with AI for years. We'll cut the buzzwords and show you're already using AI. Then, over an imaginary coffee, we'll answer the big question. What is AI in plain English? We'll play Spot the AI in your daily routine, peek under the hood at how it learns, and have your first chatbot chat with 3 prompts that punch above their weight. We'll cover the real risks, wrong answers, privacy, bias, and the simple rules to stay safe. Finally, we'll tie it together with a plan to put AI to work in your everyday life. A really simple way to define AI is this. AI is when we teach computers to learn patterns from examples and then use those patterns to make guesses or decisions. Not magic, not mind reading, just pattern spotting at super speed. Your spam filter learns what junk looks like from millions of examples. Your Maps app learns traffic patterns by watching how thousands of phones move around a city. Even autocorrect is making a little prediction based on what people usually type. Google CEO Sundar Pichai has said that AI may be one of the most important things humanity is working on, even more profound than electricity. Whether or not you agree, it gives you a sense of how big this shift is to the people inside the industry. Imagine we are literally at a cafe together. You slide your latte across the table and say, "Okay, explain this to me like I am 5." Here is how I would put it. AI is basically software that learns from examples instead of following one giant list of fixed rules written by a programmer. Old school programs are like strict recipes. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. If something weird happens that is not in the recipe, the program has no idea what to do. AI is more like teaching a kid a habit. You do not give them a huge rule book about cats. You just show them lots of photos and say, "This is a cat. This is not a cat." After enough examples, they start to get a feel for it. They have learned a pattern even if they cannot explain the rules in words. AI works the same way. You feed it tons of examples, it adjusts itself in the background, and it ends up with the kind of learned instinct. Here is a simple way to think about different flavors of AI without any jargon. First, recognizers, AIs that look or listen and say, "What is this?" Face unlock, photo apps that find pictures of your dog, voice assistants. Second, predictors, AI that tries to guess what you might want next. YouTube suggesting the next video, your email nudging a reply like, "Sounds good, thanks." Maps guessing the fastest route. Third, creators, the ones that can spit out text, images, or even music. Chatbots that draft emails, image tools that turn a sentence into a picture. Recognizers answer, "What am I looking at?" Predictors answer, "What is likely to happen next?" Creators answer, "What can I generate that fits what you asked for?" Boiled down to one sentence, AI is a super fast pattern spotter that learns from lots of examples, so it can make guesses that usually feel helpful. That is AI trying to predict what you will click next based on people with similar habits. If you have ever yelled at your GPS, you have already had a relationship with AI. Google Maps or Waze are constantly taking in traffic data from other phones, then predicting where traffic will build up and when it is faster to reroute you. When your route suddenly changes and says 5 minutes faster, that is an AI model making a best guess about the future. If you already trust your phone to unlock with your face, if you let YouTube or Netflix suggest what to watch, if you let your email filter junk for you, then you have already been trusting AI for years. You just did not have the name for it. Let us gently pop the hood and see what is actually going on in there. I promise, no equations, no coding, just the big picture. Think of AI as a super fast pattern spotter that has had a lot of practice. Almost everything starts with 3 big steps. First, collect lots of examples. Second, train a model, which is like the brain of the system. Third, use that model to make new predictions in the real world. Step 1, data. Imagine you want an AI that can read messy, handwritten digits, the numbers 0 through 9. You feed it thousands or even millions of images of handwritten numbers, each labeled with what it actually is. Step 2, training. This is basically practice. The AI starts off pretty dumb. It makes a guess on each example, and a training algorithm tells it how wrong it was. Then it nudges its internal settings a tiny bit to do better next time. Over and over, across millions of examples, it slowly gets better at spotting the patterns that separate a 3 from an 8, or spam from normal email. Just like learning piano or a sport, you practice, you get feedback, your brain rewires a little, you improve. Step 3, predictions. Once training is done, you have a model, basically a frozen pattern detector. Now you can show it something new it has never seen and ask it to guess. Here is a new photo. What number is this? Here is a new email. Is it spam? Here is the beginning of a sentence. What word probably comes next? This is exactly how a chatbot works. Under the hood, it is just predicting the next word, then the next word, really fast. It feels like a conversation, but mechanically, it is pattern matching on text it has seen during training. Here is the important part. Even though it feels smart, the AI does not understand the world the way you and I do. It does not have common sense or memories of childhood. It only has patterns. That is why it can be confidently wrong. You might ask a chatbot a question, and it gives you a very official-sounding answer that is totally made up. In AI, people call this a hallucination, like when that one friend tells a story with total confidence, but later you find out half of it was imagination. Now let us actually talk to one. Think of this as your first text conversation with a really smart, really fast assistant. No coding, no setup, just typing in a box. A chatbot is basically a program that reads what you type, guesses what a helpful response would be, and then continues the conversation. It is like texting a friend who has read a ridiculous number of books and websites and is trying to be useful based on patterns it has seen before. You can use any major chatbot, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, whatever is easiest for you to access. Let us start with something practical and not scary. Type, and you can copy this. Plan a simple dinner for 2 adults, under $20, using ingredients I can find at a normal supermarket. Give me a short shopping list and easy instructions. Hit enter. You will see it start typing a response in real time. Maybe it suggests pasta with tomato sauce, a side salad, some garlic bread, and a little shopping list with rough prices. Here's the cool part. You can talk to it like a conversation, not just one question. Follow up with, make that gluten-free, or change it so it only uses 1 pan. I hate doing dishes. It will adjust. That back and forth is where chatbots really shine. Now try a polite but slightly awkward email. Type, write a short, polite email to my dentist to reschedule my appointment. I want to sound friendly and apologetic, but not overly formal. Pro tip, you can ask the chatbot to adjust the tone until it feels like you. Rewrite that to sound more casual. Make it a bit shorter. Remove any overly formal phrases. Suddenly, you are not staring at a blank screen anymore. You are editing, and editing is way easier than creating from scratch. Notice the pattern. Good prompts usually have 3 pieces. 1, what you want, like an email or a plan. 2, how you want it, short, friendly, or step-by-step. 3, who it is for, a boss, a friend, or a 10-year-old kid. AI is like power tools, super helpful, super powerful. And if you use it carelessly, you can absolutely hurt yourself. The good news is, if you know a few basics, you can get most of the benefits without getting burned. Start with the benefits you can feel this week. First, saving time, drafting emails, summarizing long articles, turning messy notes into something readable. Second, learning faster. You can ask AI to explain things at your level, give you practice questions, or break down a topic in simple steps. It is like having a patient tutor who never gets annoyed when you say, explain that again. Third, creativity. Ideas for recipes, workouts, trip plans, social media captions, even birthday messages. You are still the decision maker, but AI is like that friend who is always throwing out suggestions when you are stuck. Rule 1, never blindly trust AI with anything important. If it is about your health, your money, or a big life decision, double check with a real human expert, or at least cross-check with trusted websites. Number 2, privacy. When you type something into a chatbot, you are sending that text to a server somewhere. Do not paste in your full name, address, bank details, passwords, or medical records. Treat AI chats like an email to a company. Helpful, but not private diary level. Number 3, bias. AI learns from human data, and humans have all kinds of biases. So if you are asking for hiring advice, legal guidance, or anything sensitive, remember, this is not a neutral, perfect judge. It is a pattern spotter trained on messy human history. 3 simple rules for beginners. Rule 1, do not share personal secrets. No passwords, no ID numbers, no super private stories. Rule 2, double check anything important. Treat the answer as a draft or a second opinion, not the final word. Rule 3, use AI as an assistant, not your boss. Let it help you think, organize, and draft, but you do the final review. Think of AI like a very fast bicycle for your brain. It can help you move faster, but you still have your hands on the handlebars. You still choose where to go. Let us talk about what actually comes next and how you quietly sneak this stuff into your everyday life without it taking over your brain or your schedule. Practical step 1, pick one chatbot and make it your main AI buddy. ChatGPT or another well-known option, whatever you have easy access to. Commit to using it 3 times a week, even for tiny things. Start with one tiny daily task. Every morning, ask it to help you write one message, maybe a text to a friend you have not replied to yet, maybe an email to a teacher, coworker, or client. Say, write a short, friendly message to my friend Sam to check in and see how they are doing. Keep it casual. Then edit it so it still sounds like you. Another easy one is planning. Ask it to plan 3 dinner ideas this week under a certain budget, or a 5-day beginner workout plan you can do at home. Or have it explain one concept you are curious about. Here is a simple challenge. Tonight, ask a chatbot to help you with one small thing for tomorrow, maybe planning your lunch, drafting a to-do list, or helping you phrase a tricky message. If you keep doing that a few times a week, AI quietly moves from something mysterious and scary to something that just lives in the background of your life. You are still in charge, but now you have a really fast helper in your pocket. If this helped you make sense of where AI is actually going, do 2 things. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, and drop your questions in the comments. We'll see you next time.